Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at Octillery with a Lock On in the Remix Cup. But actually I kind of wanted to talk about something else. That's why I also put this video before the actual video I wanted to bring today, which is going to be about Donphan, which you're going to see then tomorrow. But yeah, right now we're going to take a look at the Octillery. You can see here actually, which is hilarious with Octillery, you can win against every Trevenant in the 2 shields if you hit the first gang shot immediately. Because you just can lock on them down, because gang shot does so much damage, even though it's resisted. Not resisted, it's neutral. Like, it's resisted by the ghost typing, while it's super effective against the grass typing, so it's neutral. But yeah, I wanted to make this video because I kind of wanted to talk about the newest update about Pokemon Go. Usually I don't do that because most of the time it's not really interesting for PvP reasons or whatsoever. But today it's actually really interesting, and I definitely have to give you some recommendations about this because I tested the newest update on different phones several times now and tried how it works. It shouldn't be really in app stores or play stores right now. You can download it per APK from APK Mirror. I always like say APK Mirror because that's the app that you use to mirror your screen if you want to stream or something like this, but APK Mirror. And yeah, like the new update has a lot of new features, like something like eggs have like a different texture and whatever, like something not really that interesting, but for PvP purposes, there are 2 actual new things. One thing is major, but we don't know how big that's gonna be, because they completely rewrote the PvP system in general, which is interesting, but we don't know exactly how it's gonna be right now. Because even though they rewrote it, they have right now the option to choose between the rewritten or the other, the old style basically. And Niantic can enable when they choose that. So right now, I think we still, if we update it, we still are on the old version of the game. I hope so, at least, because I have it on 2 phones. It's garbage. Like the current new version, please don't download that. If you like kind of are interested in PvP, the old versions are better right now. As long as you don't have to upgrade, don't upgrade. But I think it's only that bad because of those 2 versions. And I think the only reason why Niantic has the option to choose between those 2 is actually so they can choose in general. Like right now, like it should not everybody has the option to get the new APK. So they kind of want to have everybody in the same place. And like if you have an APK, usually that thing goes through in multiple stages. Like not everybody gets it immediately, especially like Apple people have to wait most of the time way longer than like people on Android. And yeah, like I think as soon as the newest version gonna be forced for everybody, we're gonna have a new system in PvP. I think they're gonna push that then and enable it. At least that's what I hope, because right now, if you would download it, the PvP system is broken. And sadly, I downloaded it on my main phone. And sadly, I cannot convert it back to the old version. Usually that's easily possible if you just, especially because it's not even in the Play Store right now, it would be easily possible because if you just go for like delete the app, download it again from the Play Store, or download an older APK from APK Mirror, you would have been able to get the oldest version or the older version, which would still function well. But for me, somehow on my phone it doesn't work, so I'm stuck at the new version. I cannot really I recommend you to be on that version either right now. Like for me, stay away from that. Don't do that yet. Don't upgrade yet. Wait until the update is forced, I would say, and try to stay on the old version because it seems way better. Also for Rocket Radar, or like Rocket grunts in general, because if you play right now on the new version, Rocket grunts won't wait those 3 seconds after every swap and every charge move anymore. Like they're gonna be way harder right now. And it's really difficult, especially for my Rewrote Glory, to defeat them anymore. Like sometimes it's not even possible whatsoever. And yeah, it's kind of difficult in general there. But I think those games are also already in the new version, and it's completely bugged. Like usually I start one turn later than my opponent, nearly every game right now, which I never had before. Like yeah, it's like some games in a row, and then if you restart, it's fine. And also here, I threw the mud bomb at the thing. We had a CMP tie. He won the CMP tie. Never happens. Like Wishcase has like 20 more attack than Registeel. What you just saw there should never happen or whatsoever. But here we go in the new version, and I had like 3-4 times happen to me where I lost CMP, even though it was just a normal CMP tie. There was no entire way where my opponent could have won the CMP tie there. So I just gonna say it here right now, like don't upgrade right now. It's not worth it. It seems to be really, really bad, and I can just hope that this is currently the old code running while still having some elements of the new code, because what you can see right now is if you start a battle, you already see the icon symbol from the Pokemon that you're going to go against on the top right corner immediately when the battle starts. And also you are already seeing your switch clock like on the right side and on all your other Pokemon immediately when the countdown starts, which wasn't the case before, which is a good change there. But it seems like to be currently in a version in between both versions where you don't really want to be. And right now I'm there, and I lose like so many games to just the game being completely bugged right now. So I just kind of wanted to push this video before that, so you can avoid that. Please don't download before it's pushed or in general like forced to you. The other thing that they also changed in the update is the native FPS, which I don't know if you don't know, like can just say that right now. FPS is like the refresh rate of your screen at this time, and it got locked basically for most phones to 30 FPS. 30 FPS is pretty laggy in current standards, so like if your game then drops some frames, which happens a lot during PvP, you're gonna miss some turns because like the game cannot handle that anymore. So higher FPS rate basically gives you a smoother gameplay. I recently upgraded my 60 FPS phone to a 120 FPS phone or Hertz phone, depending on like usually those are different terms, but right now we just use it for the same thing because it's very similar. But yeah, in general I upgrade mine because what Pokemon Go usually does is just like half the FPS that you could have with your phone. So for me, 120 gives me now 60 FPS in the game. Without the new version, everything is fine. It's running way smoother than before, and the old version is like 30 FPS and really not playable for me anymore, because if you're just like used to having such a good frame rate, yeah, it's just like you cannot really go back from there. And yeah, now it's going to be able, like in the new version, it's going to be possible to go to the native FPS from your phone. So basically, if you already have a 60 FPS phone, which is currently like, I think the standard, it goes currently like kind of higher again to 90 and 120. Like if you have a really good phone, it's nearly always 120 FPS at this point. But yeah, like basically you're going to be able to switch now between if you want to have native FPS or if you don't want that. And it's going to be able to do in the advanced settings of your phone. Like not on your phone or like on the game, like where you usually refresh the game data, there is now also the option for the native version there, like the native FPS. And yeah, in general, it seemed very bugged with that feature for people who already have like phones that run on 60 FPS in Pokemon Go. Like for me, when I turned that on and tried to play PvP, like really nothing really worked at all. Like it was completely horrible. I cannot really recommend you to do that there. But of course, because I also have like the Rewrote account or whatever, I tried it on a second phone, which was like my old phone. And that phone was like running on 60 FPS, on 30 FPS usually, and had like up to actually 120, but it's like usually like only on 60 FPS. So when I tried that there, it worked definitely better than before. Like I think if you're on 60 FPS right now in Pokemon Go and everything runs smooth already, don't use the native FPS. And if you are basically currently on 30, you can upgrade the phone for that at least. But I don't know, right now I would just in general to make sure to not upgrade it whatsoever. I think I just like, if it's someday like forced on you, you should just try to do that. And yeah, in general, just try to stay on your normal FPS if you already have 60 in the game, and if you don't, you can definitely check the native FPS thing out, because it definitely looks like a bit smoother and helps you a bit with Pokemon Go gameplay. But yeah, Then again, the update in general for the PvP system is gonna be interesting if it's actually gonna be like working and something like this. Like I'm kinda scared, to be honest, that the system still won't work as intended and Pokemon Go PvP won't be as good as Niantic might think, because it's never gonna be like, I don't know, Niantic never really delivers a feature where you can think, oh yeah, 100% that's gonna be so nice now. So it's gonna be interesting how it's gonna be for the future. We have now the big tournaments coming up. Maybe that's why they rewrote the PvP system. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing that anyway. But yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. I think that's also why, like, there was like a movement and whatever where a lot of people quit out of the game because it's so bugged and so broken. Was like chill. I think Niantic has to do something before we have those big tournaments. So I was kind of okay. Yeah, the game is bad right now. Like I'm not gonna deny that. No, there's no algorithm for all those people out there. There's not, but there's a lot of lag out there, which is not really cool, and there's a lot of desync, and there's a lot of advantages for people who have very, very good internet or live like somewhere close to the server area, which we just had already like kinda for ages. So yeah, we have all those advantages for some people. Like there was like one top player in Co recently who said on Twitter as well, like he is like, I think half Japanese or whatever, and he just like went back to Japan and played Pokemon Go there for a little bit, and it was such a big disadvantage to play it there compared to America, which is like, this is not really supposed to be like this, is it? Like, why is your location really that important for that? As long as you have like a kind of standard internet connection, you should all be on the same level. But right now in the game, it's not the case. People, most of them, and like it seems to be the American region, have like a lot of advantages about that, which is not really cool. But also not all of them. Like there are also some people who have like the craziest laggy gameplay there. Like it's not like something where you can say, okay, oh, those basically cheat their way up there. And in general, they cannot do anything about that anyway. It's all Niantic's fault. So we have to see if this fixes something as well in that regard. But they basically rewriting the PvP code kind of makes me excited and hopeful for the future. But we have to see if it's actually gonna be a good rewritten code, because with Niantic you never know what's gonna be now better or worse. I don't think it's currently live if you download the game. I think they have to do it like manually server side and switch it to the new version basically when it's forced for everybody. So we have to see and wait until I actually want to see which number version that is. It's 0.225. So if this is forced, I think they might switch it over. Maybe they actually make a message about this as well, because yeah, I think they have to kinda. And let's see if the PvP system gonna be better than for like finally after having the problems for over 1.5 years now. But yeah, what do you think about the new update? Like, do you think it's gonna be like better? Are you hopeful for that? What is your frame rate on your phone right now? Are you playing on 60? Are you playing on 30? If you're playing on 30 right now, like 60 gonna be such a nice change for you. Like 60 FPS makes such a big difference. I see that all the time when I play on my new phone. So yeah. I hope you still be excited and stick around with Pokemon Go PvP, because I think there is definitely a bright future. We just have to wait a little bit, because Niantic is not really right now in the position where they push something correct. You actually make I make a lot of misplays as well in the gameplay. I don't really want to say, oh wow, I played it perfectly. Here, for example, like I shielded in the beginning a grass knot, which I shouldn't have shielded, but yeah, like there are always like some mistakes you do, and here my opponent just perfectly catches. I just want to keep it in there and I surrender there, because that was beautiful. Like, good play on my opponent's part. Very, very well played there. And here we have Arcanine. That's actually a funny game, because yeah, Arcanine not matter and whatever. And he gets a defense drop there, and I thought, yeah, he can shut me down now if he does double shields here. I go for one move, I go for another move. I deny his quick move, which shouldn't be happening. And we can get to a mud bomb because of that. And this is basically the state of the game right now. Like, it's a 50-50 chance sometimes if you win a game because of like some bug or not. And here I just wanted to meme a little bit, and you're gonna see me go for the Brave Bird here, and you know, okay, as a burp against grass fighting type, but of course if we have Octillery on our team, we have to gunshot everything anyway, so bye bye there. And into the last game, we're gonna have Pidgeot and yeah, Pidgeot against Pidgeot. Very, very nice. We can go for Feather Dance. My opponent, that's like the problem with my Pidgeot. My Pidgeot is a rank 1 Pidgeot for Great League. There is literally no better version of that thing. So for me, I always do CMP type basically. Like there's not a single chance really I would win CMP type other than if it's like the same Pokemon again. But still, we still have a chance here, especially after the debuff there from the Octazooka. Can we get another debuff there? We cannot, but we put him already below half health, and we know that he's gonna survive now because of the debuff. We can go for another Octazooka. Lock On is really cool, but it doesn't really change that much for Octillery. It's not going to be better now, just because it basically already, yeah, were that fast with Mudshot before, and Mudshot sometimes is even a better move. But here we have the Magcargo, and the hardest Magcargo answer that you could ever imagine, which is the Wish Cast. That's why also my team was kind of built around that. You have a Flyer in the lead, which can counter grass types. You have the Octillery as a safe swap with Gang Shot, which can counter the grass types as well, which then swap into a water type, and then you have, of course, a really weak Pokemon in the bag. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks all for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about the new update. I hopefully edit the video that you can see some stuff as well. But yeah, see you in the next video.